What's going on, guys and gals? My name's Sean, and if you landed here, you're watching Scar My Guitar. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you back. Now, every once in a while, we gotta take a break from this guitar stuff, man. I'm talking about them old Amazon guitars, kit build and all that stuff, man. Sometimes we just gotta take a break, talk about stuff. And the stuff I'm talking about is some tools that I own. Now, these tools right here are kind of special to me, because I couldn't live without them to make custom guitars, and that's a fact. See, there's a funny little thing about these tools. See, I created most of them myself. Now, that might be going a little far to say I created them myself, because I've definitely seen versions of all these things somewhere else. And because I couldn't find some of them to buy, and most of them I couldn't afford myself, I decided to make my own. Now, I don't know if you want to make your own guitar, custom guitar, or what you're trying to do. Just maybe work on some stuff you have around the house, cheap guitars you've bought. I don't know what you're doing. But if you've come over here, you're tired of the tape and pantyhose channels. Yeah, if you're over here on this channel, you're tired of the tape and OCD guys, the pantyhose rubbers. Yeah, you're probably over here looking for a realistic way to make your guitar play correctly. Or you're trying to figure out how you can mod your cheap guitars to where they're better guitars. I don't know what you can learn from me, because I'm an old knucklehead. But I'd love to show you these tools that I got. So let's go look at this. The first tool we're going to look at is one I've shown you guys before. This is the drill press that I converted into an open mouth drill press. So I have a lot of room here where I can do my string through the body stuff. All kinds of stuff. I just have a lot more room in the mouth here where I can stick the guitar body in. Because if you're trying to buy a drill press with that kind of clearance, you're going to spend some real money. And this was super simple to make. I just took it off the base. And I used the base for something else I'm going to show you here in a minute. Took a couple pieces of plywood and cut them out like that. I put a 2x4 in the middle of them. Cut a hole in that there. Cut another hole so that could fit in the 2x4 after I did it with a jigsaw. You see the base is screwed down to the table. So those two pieces of plywood are just screwed onto that. It holds it up. Real simple little setup. But I can do anything I want with that, just like I got a big boy drill press. Yeah, I really do love that thing. It's done a lot of work for me and saved me a lot of time. Now, you guys know I've got this X-Carve. I've had it for quite some time. But this next tool, man, why are you sweating the flame maple, bro? Why are you sweating that roasted maple? We're talking about tools. But the next tool I'm going to show you helps me take the place of this most of the time, because I don't have to fire this up. And I conveniently made this with the base from the drill press. That's what the drill press had on it right there. The drill press head used to sit right on that pole. And all I did was I went and bought those U-clamps right there. I put that router on there. And now I've got this really cool router table that's overhead. And it's really sick. Now I could grab my regular router, throw it up on this, route around the edge of this. But it's going to move around a little bit. It's also going to scratch the top of the guitar body. The way that I'm going to do it, because this table's nice and flat with this tool, it's going to come out even way better. Just watch this. Yeah, I love my little router thing. Just undo this right here. Jack it up. It's pretty cool, huh? Now I'll set that right there for a second while I change the bit. Now before we turn it on, let's take a good look at it. It's just those U-clamps holding that router up against that drill press base. But you can see it's adjustable and everything, man. Yep, I just loosened that thing up over there. Let him on down some. Push my guitar body up where I want it. Tighten that down real good. Don't move around any. So this is completely and totally stable. And just ride. I mean, look how clean that is. How fast it was. Yep, that's an invaluable tool to me for sure. Yeah, that's a pretty cool little tool that I got for free just by breaking down my drill press, huh? Now this next one's one of my favorites. Even though I have a CNC, I can do it much faster this way. And I really like this tool because it does it so fast and so quickly. It's a truss rod routing jig, and it should be super self-explanatory. The router just runs in those two rails right there. I've got this little clamp down here. You put your neck in the middle of those rails, clamp it down, put some hot glue on the other end, go to work. Takes about 2 minutes to do this. Yep, I can route the truss rod cavity in this jig right here before I can load it up into the computer, set it up onto the CNC, and run the program. And I mean, I got all kinds of cool tools, man. There's nothing like the ones you make yourself. Now this next tool we're about to look at, I hunted for a long time. I mean, I did some crazy stuff with some drum sanders. I really have searched for the ultimate radius jig for the longest time now. And I honestly don't know if I found it or figured it out. But the one that I have here takes me a couple of minutes to do it, and it comes out perfect every single time. I'm talking about this. Yeah, and what this is the simplest, easiest way, and fastest way I've found so far to radius a fretboard. It's just that board, that clamp, where you clamp your neck and hot glue it onto that board right there in the middle. And then you just run that little jig across it. It's really cool. But how it works is it runs on this little rail right here, and it doesn't come off of that little track. And this just slides across, radius your fretboard for you as you go. It's really cool, man. I do it both ways. I go long ways, I do across sometimes. It just depends on the fretboard and the wood. But this right here has been foolproof for me now for about 1.5 years. Now I can't make you one of those. I used to sell them a while back, but I just don't have the time to make them anymore. But I will put a CNC file in the description for you if you want to make your own if you have a CNC. Now of all the tools that I've shown you today, this is my favorite. This is just an old 10-inch Craftsman radial arm saw. But the cool thing about it is it's been modified to cut fretboards. There's 5 different fretboard scales right there for you. You see them? You got 25.5 and 25, 24.75, 24.5, and 27.5. All you gotta do is just move this pick. Well, let me just show you. Let's me and you cut a 25.5 inch fretboard together right now. All I gotta do is put my peg right here. This is where the nut's gonna start. Turn my saw on. I'm just going to slide my board out. Going to move my peg to the next hole. I'm going to slide my fretboard against that peg. And I'm just going to keep going like that until I'm done. Let's finish this in real time and see how long it takes us. That was real time, no fast forwarding. How long did it take? Put it in the comments. And if I want to, I can just hot glue that right on here without even having to put it on the neck. And radius just the fretboard if I want. It doesn't have to be on the neck. Yeah, that radius jig's really cool. Well, that's gonna be enough of that. But I hope I showed you something cool today that you can use. Cause see, sometimes if you want to do something, you can't afford the tools it takes. Sometimes you just gotta get creative, man. Come up with your own thing like I did. And I don't know if you're gonna use or try to make some of those tools, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. They've saved me so much time and effort, man. I really like every single one of those. It's taken me a long time to come up with them. And if you do decide to make one or whatever, just put it down there in the comments. Let me know what you're gonna do. Or better yet, if you have some cool tool that I need to check out, tell me what it is. And you know me and Cathy really appreciate you watching. And I hope to see you in the next video. But until I do see you again, don't you touch my Scar guitar.